Sahana vavatu sahano munaktu sahaviyam karavavahai tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvikhnam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Let us chant together verses 17 through 21. Everyone is ready? Yastvat maratireva syad atmatriptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate naiva tasya kritenarthaha na kriteneha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu kaschidartavya pashrayah. Tasmadasaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayaha loka sangrahamevapi sampashyan kartum arhasi yadyadacharati shreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvardate. So whenever we study any chapter of Bhagavad Gita or any scripture, we should see what the thought flow in the chapter is. What is the flow of logic that is proceeding in the verses? Chapter 3, what is the topic of chapter 3? What is the topic of chapter 3? Karma Yoga. Okay, Karma Yoga is the topic of chapter 3. At the very beginning of the chapter, Arjuna says, I'm confused. Should I do Karma Yoga or should I do Jnana Yoga? Please tell me clearly, exhaustively, which one is best for me. In verses 1 and 2, Arjuna asks this question, right? So you should be able to correlate the verse with the idea that's being given. Then Lord Krishna in verse number 3 says, listen, you're talking about Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga as if they're two separate paths. But please know that Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga is one path with two parts. First you do Karma Yoga, and then you proceed to Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga purifies the heart, and Jnana Yoga gives you the knowledge. Clear? Then from here, Lord Krishna gives 7 reasons why one should do Karma Yoga. Okay? And the first reason is given in verses 4 through 9. Okay? So I'm giving you the map so that you can understand the chapter. Okay? So the first reason to do Karma Yoga, which is given in verses 4 through 9, is because Karma Yoga leads to Jnana Yoga, leads to realization. Okay? So I'm telling in short because we've said like 100 times. Okay? Number 2, second reason for doing Karma Yoga is given in verses 10 through 13. When Lord Brahma created the universe, along with creating all the beings in the universe, he also created Yajna, Pancha Mahayajnas, our 5-fold duties. I'll not list them out for time's sake, okay? Our 5-fold duties that we have to do, okay? And he says, you get the benefit from other people doing the duties, so therefore you must do the duties. If you're going to take the benefit, you must do your duty. You cannot take without giving. If you take without giving, that's called stealing. So don't be a thief, okay? Number 3 reason for doing Karma Yoga is given in verses 14 through 16. Okay? So Lord Krishna is saying, every individual, it is important that every individual do their duty because every individual is an important cog in the cosmic machine as such. The cosmos, the proper harmonious functioning of the cosmos, meaning the universe, can only happen if everyone is doing their duty. So each person is an important part in maintaining the proper and harmonious functioning of the cosmos. So everyone should do their duty. When even one person stops doing their duty, then other people are trying to make up for that. And more people are not doing their duty, then the society kind of falls into chaos. So everyone should be focused on duty. Everybody is very, very important. Clear? So that is the third reason for doing duty. Then, so how many reasons have we covered so far? 3 reasons. Very good. Okay. So the fourth reason for doing Karma Yoga is what? Lord Krishna makes a point to say, there's one kind of person who's exempt from doing duties. Oh my God, there's one person exempt. I want to be that person exempt from doing duties. So who is the person, who can tell who's the person that is exempt from doing duties? Realized that, wow, great job everyone. A realized master, a jnani, is exempted from doing duties. So much fulfillment, so much happiness, so much bliss that they have, that they're exempt from doing duties, right? We have to do actions, right? Why do we have to do actions? We have to do actions because we have certain desires that we want to fulfill. So desire leads to action, right? So people who are not realized, us, we have to do actions, we have to do duties because we have desires. Why do we have desires? Because we have not found that fulfillment within ourselves. Because we've not found that fulfillment within ourselves. I'm just telling in brief. Because we've not found that fulfillment within ourselves, we have that desires, and those desires lead us to perform actions to fulfill those desires. But the realized person is absolutely fulfilled in the self. That self is of the nature of infinite bliss, ananda. So the realized person is reveling in that bliss. And therefore, they have no desires for anything in this world. And therefore, they don't have to do any action because they want nothing. They're dependent on nobody for nothing. That is a grammatically incorrect sentence. Okay. They're not dependent on anybody for anything. That is correct. Okay. So they're not dependent on anybody for anything, Even being alive, they do not derive any happiness even from being alive. They do no longer even consider themselves to be the body or the mind. So life itself doesn't matter to them because they know they're that infinite, birthless, and deathless self itself. So not dependent on anybody for anything, not even dependent on life to be happy. So it's like almost hard to imagine. But that is that level of happiness which they have reached. Okay? So, fourth reason for us and for Arjuna to do karma yoga is because we're not realized people, right? So we're not in the exempted category. We're in the non-exempted category. So that means we have to do our karma yoga. Is it clear? Okay. Then in verse 20, then in the first half of verse 20, the next reason, the fifth reason for doing karma yoga is given. So Arjuna may be thinking at this point, am I the guinea pig for this karma yoga experiment? Is this the first time Lord Krishna is telling, or anybody is telling anybody to do karma yoga? So Lord Krishna says, no. Kings such as King Janaka, King Ambarisha, King Dhruva, they all have done karma yoga and achieved realization. Because they did karma yoga, they've achieved realization. So karma yoga is not some new invention, it's not some innovation that Lord Krishna is sharing with Arjuna for the first time. Karma yoga is a time-tested means, a time-tested path in order to reach realization. Right? So, just like King Janaka is able to selflessly serve his kingdom, purify his heart, learn the knowledge, and achieve realization, Arjuna, you also will be able to do that, right? So karma yoga is not a new thing. It's a time-tested method for achieving realization. This is reason number 5, which is given in the first half of verse 20. Is that clear? So Arjuna, this is a time-tested method. Then, from the second half of verse 20 to verse 21. So second half of verse 20 to verse 21, Lord Krishna gives the sixth reason for doing karma yoga. Are you noting this down? Yes. All right, very clearly we're telling. Lord Krishna says, Arjuna, you are Shrestha. You are a noble person. You are a famous person. You are somebody that everyone in the society looks up to. Whatever you do, people are going to do. Arjuna, if you drink Coke, everyone's going to drink Coke. If you switch to Pepsi, everyone else will switch to Pepsi. Whatever you do, everybody is going to do. Arjuna, if you give up your duties, if you leave this war, then all those people who are looking up to you will think Arjuna's not doing his duty. Maybe there's no point in doing duties. What is the purpose? If someone so great as Arjuna is not doing, then what is the meaning of doing anything? Why should I do? Right? So people will follow whoever is considered great in that society. People will always follow their example. So if Arjuna doesn't do his duty, or if Arjuna does wrong things, then people will imitate that. Like one famous soccer player was there, I forgot his name, but during one of the games, he headbutted one of the other players, right? And it became very controversial. The children saw this player headbutting the other player, and they started headbutting the other kids on the playground, right? And all his head injuries and stuff like that. Finally, that player had to come and apologize and say what he did was wrong, and then the thing got resolved. But whatever great people do, whatever their field may be, other people will copy that. Other people will follow that. Is this true in society or not? Right? No. I'll take it after the class. Is that okay? Okay, so whatever great people do, people will follow that. So if Arjuna does karma yoga, then all the people will do Karma Yoga, and the society will operate in a harmonious way. So, Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, for the Loka Sangraha, for the welfare, for the benefit of the society, please do Karma Yoga. Please do your duties. Because what you do, everyone will follow. So this is reason number 6. Now you may be thinking, I'm not famous like Arjuna. So it's like, people are not following me en masse. I'm not like an influencer or anything like that. So, how is this applicable to me? Please know that all of you are Shrestha. Each and every one of you is a Shrestha, is a noble person. For your children, you are Shrestha. Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you think, whatever facial expressions you make, whatever your body language is also, whatever you say and do consciously or unconsciously, your children are watching, are noticing consciously and unconsciously also. They're following you. Doesn't matter what age they are. They may seem to be doing the opposite when they're teenagers or something like that. But really, how much admiration and how much respect they have for you, whether they show it or not. Whatever we do whatever we think, whatever we say, however we move our body and face, our children are really, really observing and absorbing it. It's becoming part of their personality too. So whenever we do things with a dedicated spirit, whenever we do things that are right, whenever we say things that are right and good, whenever we do things to promote harmony within our own household, then the children will absorb those things and then put that back out into the world, whether it's at school or whether it's in their own family, X number of years in the future as well. So do your Karma Yoga because you are Shresht, at least within your household. Maybe even at your workplace, maybe within your community also. So be a Shrestha and do your Karma Yoga. That is reason number 6. Okay? So far so good? So that is what we've covered up until now. So you should be able to know what the reasons are and know the verses associated with that and be able to tell what is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth reason. Clear? Okay. Now, we're going to go to the 7th and final reason which Lord Krishna gives, which is very interesting kind of reasoning that Lord Krishna gives. Okay? So that will start in verse 22. Lord Krishna, it's like Lord Krishna's he's so out there in his thinking. So let's see what he says. Verse 22. Na me parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. Together, na me parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. So, remember what the 5th and 6th reasons are, because it'll be very important. The 5th reason was that, 5th reason, or which reason was it? 4th reason was that Arjuna, a jnani, is exempt from doing Karma Yoga. Jnani has already reached the goal, so they don't have to do the Karma Yoga. Okay? And the 6th reason was, 6th reason was that you lead by example. You should lead the society by example. Now, Lord Krishna in this verse is saying, look at me. take me for example. Okay? So, what is it that we know about Lord Krishna? So let me ask a question. Is Lord Krishna realized? Say yes or no. Everyone say loud. Yes. Lord Krishna is realized. Anybody says no? Anybody says no? Anybody says no? Last chance. Anybody says no? You know, for a person to be realized, then before they would have had to be ignorant. Are you getting it? For a person to be realized, before they had to be ignorant. Right? Was Lord Krishna, ever ignorant? No. Okay? So let me ask again. Is Lord Krishna realized? Yes or no? Lord Krishna was not ignorant before, so we cannot say he was realized. He's always known this knowledge. He is ever free. He is ever liberated. Lord Krishna is avatar. Okay? Avatar, in English they say avatar. Okay? But properly we say Lord Krishna is avatar. Ava means like downward. And tara means crossing. So when the Lord comes from the higher realms to our earthly realm to fulfill a particular purpose, we call that as avatar. Is that clear? So Lord Krishna, from beginningless time, has always had this knowledge of the truth. Okay? So what is he saying in this verse? He's saying, Hey Partha, hey Arjuna, for me, na kartavyam kinshana. There is nothing for me to do. For me, there is no duty. I don't have any duties that I have to do. I fall in that exempted category. I have the knowledge. So for me, there's no duty. Trishu lokeshu, in the three worlds, in the lower realm, in the earthly realm, in the higher realm, there is no duty for me whatsoever. Okay, I don't have any duty. Why? Because I fall in that exempted category. Because I have the knowledge. I've always had the knowledge. So I fall in the exempted category. Non-avaptam, na anavaptam. There is nothing that I haven't already gained. Avaptavyam. There's nothing that remains also for me to gain. So there's nothing that I've not already gained, and there's nothing which remains for me to gain. But look at me, Eva, but Varta chakarmani. Karamani Varta. I still do my duties. Lord Krishna still does his duties, though he's realized, though he's in this category of exemption. Whether it's Lord Vishnu in the higher realms or Lord Krishna in this earthly realm, he still does all his duties. And there's nothing for the Lord to gain in doing duties. This is Lord. Lord is everything. So if Lord is everything, then by definition, he already has everything. So there's nothing for him to gain by doing duties. And the whole life of Lord Krishna, look how much he's done. As a baby, Lord Krishna took care of so many demons, asuras. When Lord Krishna was 7 years old, what did Lord Krishna do? With his small finger, he lifted the Govardhan mountain and protected all the people from the floods and taught Lord Indra himself a lesson. Then when he's 10 years old, Lord Krishna went to the Mathura kingdom. And there he defeated his evil uncle Kamsa. Then as Lord Krishna grows, even though he rightfully could become the king of Mathura, he let his grandfather, who knows his grandfather's name? Ugrasena, very good. He let his grandfather Ugrasena take up being the king of the Mathura kingdom. Then so many things, Jarasandha attacked the kingdom of Mathura so many times. So what he decided, it's like, okay, let him have it. We're going to move to which place? Dwaraka. We'll move to Dwaraka. We'll establish a new kingdom there. Then even after they move to Dwaraka, Lord Krishna, he doesn't just sit down and stay as king of Dwaraka. You know, who does he go to help always? Where is he always finding himself? With his cousins, the Pandavas. And he's in Hastinapur helping them out. Even before that, I should say, how many wives did Lord Krishna have? Who knows the exact number? 16,000 is close. 16,008. Very good. So Lord Krishna had 16,008 wives, which he took care of perfectly, all 16,008 wives. In Bhagavatam Purana, it gives a description, when he gives a description of how he took care of all the wives, all his wives. 16,008 wives he took care of properly. How difficult it is to take care of one wife. Lord Krishna really did his duties. Right? Then so many occasions he's helped out Draupadi, Kunti, the Pandavas. And now what is Lord Krishna doing? He is the charioteer of Arjuna. He is the driver, he is the chauffeur of Arjuna, helping him out when Arjuna absolutely needs it the most. His whole life, Lord Krishna is dedicated to his karma yoga. Yes or no? Yes. Remember, he's Avatar, he's God, he's Ishvara. He doesn't have to do anything, but he's doing. So why is Lord Krishna doing? Verse 23. Yadi hyaham navarteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha mama vartmanuvartante manushyav partha sarvashaha. Together, yadi hyaham navarteyam jatu karmanyatandritaha mama vartmanuvartante manushyav partha sarvashaha. So what would happen if Lord Krishna did not do his duty? So in hyaham, you break it apart, it becomes he aham. Then that, when you put it together, it becomes hyaham. He, indeed. Yadi. Yadi means if. Aham means I. So, if I na karmani verteyam, if I did not do what? If I did not do my duties, jatu means always, ever. And atandrita means like ceaselessly, tirelessly. If I did not do my duties tirelessly and always, if I did not always do whatever my duties are tirelessly and always, mama vartmanu vartanti manushya partha sarvashaha. Hey Partha, hey Arjuna, manushyaha, the people, all the people, sarvashaha, in every single way, Mama Vartma, my path. Mama means my, Vartma means path. Anuvartante, they would follow. So if I did not tirelessly and always do my duty, then all the people and always, they would follow my path. Follow my path means what? Follow my path of not doing the duties. Okay, so all the people, they would follow my path in not doing my duties, right? So Lord Krishna is saying, people are looking up to me. People love me. Whatever I do, the people will follow that as an example. If I do my duty, then people will also do their duty. And if I don't do my duty, if I just go to the forest and meditate, then what will the people do? The people will go follow Lord Krishna and meditate also. And they would lose everything. And also, Lord Krishna may be meditating perfectly, But those people, if they're not prepared, they'll try to meditate and what? Fall asleep, right? So all the people would leave and follow Lord Krishna. They'd not be doing their duties, and their lives would be not going well, and the society would also start to fall apart. So Lord Krishna is saying, I don't want to be responsible for people's lives going to waste and for the society crumbling. I take responsibility for people being happy. I want everyone to be happy. Lord wants everyone to be happy and to do their duties. So that is the Lord's selfless responsibility, right? So the Lord in the next verse elaborates on this idea. Verse 24. Utside yurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami mahprajaha. Together, Utside yurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami mahprajaha. So, Lord Krishna again states a statement as a conditional. Aham, the ched. Ched means if. Just like yadi means if, ched also means if. Aham means I. So if I karma na kuryam. So karma means duty, na kuryam means don't do. Okay? So if I don't do my duty, utside yuhu ime lokaha. Ime lokaha means these worlds. These worlds, utside yuhu means would fall into calamity. So if I were not to do my duty, these worlds would fall into calamity. Okay? And then in the second line, Lord Krishna says, Karta sankarasya syam. Karta means like maker, creator. So I would be the creator of the sankarasya, of the contamination, upset, sometimes it's translated as admixture. I would be the creator of the kind of upset, of the downfall of the society. So if Lord Krishna goes into the forest, then all the people in the society, especially the men in the society, they would follow Lord Krishna into the forest and meditate and give up their duty. At least women are sensible enough to take care of the family and stay back and do the duties in the society. So all the men would go to the forest, many of the women would stay behind and do their duties. Then what happens? All people are showing up in the forest. Who usually lives in the forest, or what usually lives in the forest? Animals, right? And then when we go and invade animals in the forest, what do the animals do? They come into the city, right? How many of you have seen coyotes and foxes and snakes in your backyard? This is what we do. When we invade the animal space, then they come into the city. And then all these ladies there in the city, without men to protect them, and it is a duty of men, whether it's back then or now even, to protect all the people in the society, then all wicked kind of people would come and, disturb and bother the women and start to ruin the society, right? Why? Because Lord Krishna went into the forest to meditate and people are following Lord Krishna, right? So, if Lord Krishna does not do his duty at all times, then that leads to the downfall of the society, Upahanyam imah prajaha. Imaha prajaha means these people, all these people in the world, upahanyam. I would be the cause of their destruction. I would be the cause of the destruction of all the people in the world if I were to abandon my duties, if I were to not do my duties. So even though I don't have any duties, I have to do my, Lord Krishna is saying, even though I don't have any duties, I have to do my duties, otherwise the society will fall apart. Okay? Whether it's talking as Lord Krishna, whether he's talking as the Lord, if the Lord doesn't do so many things, nothing can happen in this world. So Lord has to do his duties in order to maintain the society. Okay? So that is what Lord Krishna is telling in verse 24. I must do my duties. Okay? So even though jnani, even though one who knows the truth is exempt from duties, Lord Krishna is saying that follow my example. That's what the seventh reason is. From verses 22 to 25, we still have to see 25. Lord Krishna is saying, follow my example. Even though I don't have to do duties, even though I know the truth, I'm still doing my duties. Otherwise, the society will fall apart. So far, is it clear? Now, Lord Krishna, he's talking about himself, and he's talking about realized people in general as well in verse 25. And this verse 25 is kind of the end of the 7 reasons for doing karma yoga. So that whole topic, what are the reasons for doing karma yoga, ends in verse 25. Let us see what verse 25 says. Saktah karmanya vidvanso. Let me correct that. Saktah karmanya vidvansaha. Yatha kurvanti bharata. Kuryad vidvans tata saktaha. Chikirshu loka sangraham. Together. Saktah karmanya vidvansaha. Yatha kurvanti bharata. Kuryad vidvans tata saktaha. Chikirshu loka sangraham. So Lord Krishna is saying, Bharata, hey Arjuna, yatha, just as who? Avidvan means one who is not realized. So an ordinary person, okay? Avidvan, usually it's translated as ignorant person. That seems like an epithet or something. But it's not an epithet. He's just saying avidvan, one who's not realized that their true nature is Brahman, an ordinary person like all of us who think we're the body, mind, and intellect. What do? They do karmani kurvanti. They do their duties. So just as an ordinary person does their duties, they go to work, they earn money, they spend that money, time, and energy doing the various Panchamahayajnas that we talked about. Then whatever time, money, and energy is left over, yajna shishta, are we remembering this? They can use that however they like, for whatever. They should not do wrong things or gamble or do wrong things with that money, but they can do whatever thing falls within the norms of the society, within the righteous things in the society. So, but how did they do it? Saktaha. These people do it with a sense of attachment. These people do it with the sense that if I do these actions, if I do these duties, only then I can become happy. They do it with that sense of attachment. They're not doing it with a sense of selflessness. They're doing it kind of selfishly. They're doing it with a kind of that I have to do these things, otherwise I cannot be happy. So I have to do for myself. We work so hard, we work for our family, we do all our duties. All these things are good, but we do it because we don't feel that we'll be happy without doing it, or we do it because it's our routine, or we do it because somebody is making us do it, or that we'll face a bad result if we don't do it, okay? But people work very, very hard in this world. They work with a lot of zeal. They work with a lot of enthusiasm, whether it's to get a promotion, whether it's to make more money, whether it's to make their family happy and everything. People work with a lot of enthusiasm and zeal in this world. So just as people work with so much energy, so much zeal, so much enthusiasm to get the things that they want in this world, very Rajasic kind of attitude. Do we work like this? Every minute of our day we schedule, so many activities we have to take the kids to, and we make sure they get there on time as well. So much work we have to do, so many other duties that we have. We do it with a lot of energy. At least we should be doing it with a lot of energy. So just as people who are ordinary people, who are attached to the things in this world, they do so many things with so much energy, then Lord says, tata. So, vidvan, so the people who have knowledge, so the realized people, guryad, they should do work. They should do duties also, so-called duties, because realized people don't have any duties. And why should they do these duties? Chikirshu, with the desire, with that sense, loka sangraham, desiring the benefit of the people in the society. So just as people who are ordinary, who are not realized, they work with so much zeal and energy to do their duties, vidvan, the realized people, they should work equally hard or more hard, not selfishly, but asaktaha, selflessly, looking only at the benefit of the people in the society. So what is the same? That amount of energy, the amount of zeal. But what's different? The ordinary person is attached. They're doing it for their own happiness, one way or another. But the realized person is doing it for the entire world's, the entire universe's happiness. That is how they're doing their work, right? So Lord Krishna is giving an advice. He's leading by example, and then also giving an advice to realized people that you should work, even a realized person should work for the benefit of the society, out of love for the society. And our prime example we have here, which is our Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, who went to the Himalayas, received this great jnana, this great knowledge, and realized the truth. And he didn't, luckily for us, he didn't stay in the Himalayas and meditate in some cave somewhere. He came down and he taught as many people as he possibly could this great knowledge of Vedanta, which was starting to get lost. He took the whole thing, which was in Sanskrit and maybe Hindi, and made it palatable to people who speak, read, and write English, so that it would have that maximum spread. And so much throughout his whole life, Puja Gurudev has written so many works so that we are able to understand, so that our children who don't speak Hindi and definitely don't speak Sanskrit can understand this great truth, this great knowledge of Vedanta. And Puja Gurudev, he didn't just stay in India and keep the knowledge there. Puja Gurudev went to probably hundreds of countries. There's only 190 countries. It probably went to more than 100 countries, all the time traveling, all the time writing, giving pravachans, giving lectures, and spreading this knowledge. Basically until his dying breath also, without taking a break whatsoever. Such is the grandeur of Puja Gurudev. So many books Puja Gurudev has written. Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji, he composed so many works that scholars can no longer agree whether Shankaracharya ji is one person or several different people who all took the name Shankaracharya, Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji. In the same way, Puja Gurudev has written so many works. Who knows in 1,000 years if people will believe that only one Pujya Gurudev is there to write so many works. Yeah? With that zeal, with that enthusiasm, with that energy, Pujya Gurudev has worked. Though he's a realized person, though technically he has no duty. So with that inspiration, and he's inspired so many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people to take up this work as well and to work towards this goal. Okay? So Lord Krishna is saying, even for a realized person, for the benefit of society, do your duty, do duties. Technically, they don't have duties, okay? So if technically they don't, see, really speaking, technically, the Veda cannot tell a realized person what to do. Even Lord Krishna cannot tell a realized person what to do, and Lord Krishna is Ishvara also. Okay, so even God cannot tell a realized person what to do. Okay, so why is Lord Krishna saying this here? This is Lord Krishna's sincere wish that even realized people should work for the benefit of the society. And Lord Krishna is saying, even I'm doing it. Lord Arjuna, this is my wish for you to do Karma Yoga. This is my wish for realized persons to do Karma Yoga. All right? So 7th reason for doing Karma Yoga is that, even though realized people are in the exempted category, I still urge realized people to do their duties, even though they don't have any duties for the benefit of the society. That means if you're not realized, you should also definitely do Karma Yoga. So it puts that emphasis. All right? So this ends the topic. What are the reasons to do Karma Yoga? Next time, we'll see what are Lord Krishna's more specific advices for realized people. Of course, now we're talking about the topic of Karma Yoga. One of our Panchamahayagnas is called as Manushya Yajna, our duty towards other people, our duty towards the society. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.